We use fallacies all the time when speaking and writing, but we might not even know what they are. The University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill defines fallacies as defects that weaken arguments. They weaken arguments because they don't actually prove a point, and the speaker's argument is invalid. We use fallacies all the time in many different situations. I'm Rhiannon Crimmins, and today I'd like to talk about two different types of fallacies: the appeal to tradition and circular reasoning. Professor Glenn Whitman from the University of California at Northridge says that the appeal to tradition, or the appeal to traditional wisdom, is the argument that something is right because it is traditional. When someone says, "Oh, that's how it's always been done," or "that's how my parents or grandparents used to do it," they are using appeal to tradition. In this example, the title, "Just Like Grandma Used to Make," is also appeal to tradition because it is implying that the traditional way, i.e. the way Grandma used to make it, is the right way. This fallacy often moves people to agree, but it doesn't provide a good argument for why the traditional way is the best choice. Another example would include someone who wants to say that mandatory military service is something that we should have, and their argument is that ancient Rome had it for hundreds of years. Well, they're using appeals to tradition, and they're not saying why we should have mandatory military service. The second fallacy I'd like to talk about is circular reasoning or circular argument. Bradley Doden, in an article in the Internet Encyclopedia of Philosophy, says that circular argument is essentially when someone tries to prove their point by restating their point in a different way, or tries to prove their conclusion with their conclusion. Using circular argument would include saying, "Deforestation is happening because trees are being cut down," or "I'm fluent in English because I speak English." In this example, an old rock is being classified as an old rock because a primitive fossil was found inside of it, but a primitive fossil is being classified as a primitive fossil because it was found inside an old rock. So it's just a circle that keeps going around and around, and neither statement ends up proving anything. We use fallacies all the time and everywhere and anywhere. We use them in arguments, in papers, in casual conversations, and we see them in TV shows and especially commercials. There are many different types of fallacies out there, and it takes patience and practice to be able to know and recognize them all. Now, however, you're hopefully more familiar with two different types of fallacies, and you'll be able to spot them in your own writing and arguments.